Hi friends, welcome back to Everstudy Classes. If you are able to hear me, quickly give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Very good evening dear friends. अगर आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं तो फटाफट से chat box में एक thumbs up दे दो so that we can start with today's session. Okay. So very good evening guys. So today we are going to discuss some of the important MCQs on the topic income tax and legal aspects of the business. This discussion is going to be relevant for Karnataka Assistant Professor as well as UGC Net Commerce Examination. So before proceeding, let me quickly tell you about the courses that we have. So guys, we have different courses for UGC Net and Karnataka Assistant Professor preparation. And on the KEA AP courses, you can also get flat 50% off by applying the promo code KEA50. So you can revise and practice by availing these courses at a discount of 50%. Okay, so now let's quickly come to the first question for today. Let's quickly come to the first question for today. Yes, I'm able to see lots of thumbs up. Shubha, Shambhavi, Aditi, Soumya, Tanmay, Interior Designs, Shalini, Parvati, Kiran, Manohar, Tanmay, Chetan, Sahana. It's really good to see you all today. And I hope you are going to give me lots of good answers today. So first question, it is assertion is given income tax is not a direct tax and reason is direct taxes are directly borne by the taxpayer. बताइए जी फटाफट से आंसर्स आ गए हैं. शालिनी एंड चैत्रा तो कह रहे हैं सर ऑप्शन नंबर डी हमारा आंसर बनेगा. ऑल ऑफ यू आर सिंग सर आंसर ऑप्शन डी होना चाहिए. आपकी जो असर्शन है वो फॉल्स है, वो गलत है. क्यों फॉल्स है? क्योंकि इनकम टैक्स हमारे पास एक डायरेक्ट टैक्स है. नॉट वर्ड नहीं आना चाहिए था. नॉट वर्ड शुड नॉट हैव बीन देयर. इनकम टैक्स इज अ डायरेक्ट टैक्स. वी हैव टू टाइप्स ऑफ टैक्सेस. वन इज डायरेक्ट and the other one is indirect. So for the direct taxes you have to bear the burden yourself, but in indirect taxes, can you give me an example of indirect tax? Let's see if you can give me an example of indirect tax. Indirect taxes, the burden is shifted to some other person. Okay, so income tax is a direct tax and in this the burden is directly borne by the taxpayer. So the correct answer is option number D. GST is an example of indirect tax. In GST, the burden is ultimately on the consumer. Shopkeeper is paying the GST, but he is ultimately collecting it from the consumers. Yes, Shalini, Shambhavi, Kiran, Bindushri, Venkatesh, you all are right. Right. All of you are saying GST, which is perfectly right. Okay. तो easy question था. चलिए बहुत बढ़िया. Now let's come to the next one. Arrange the following steps in computing tax liability of person in correct order. So if you have to compute the tax liability of a person, what are the different steps that you are going to follow? So let's see. Let's see how many correct answers I get for this one. Yeah, service tax was also an indirect tax, but now service tax has been subsumed into GST. Okay, so now let's come to the next one. So first step in computing the tax liability would it be to determine the residential status or to determine the category? Okay, I'm getting the answer B or C. Confusion between B and C. First you will determine category or residential purpose. अरे भाई पहले कैटेगरी पता चलेगा तभी तो उसका रेजिडेंशियल स्टेटस निकालोगे. So when you will come to know this is an individual, this is a firm, this is a company, and accordingly you will see the residential status provisions with regard to that person. So first step is definitely going to be to determine the category of a person. So that's why answer is not option number B. Answer is going to be option number C. I can see many people are getting confused in this particular question. So पहले आपको category निकालना पड़ेगा और फिर आप उसका residential status निकालेंगे. Then you will calculate the total income and then you will compute tax on the total income. So this is to be the correct order. 2, 1, 4, 3. Okay, I hope now this is clear. Okay, so quickly let's move on to the next one. Two statements are given. फटाफट से statements को देखिए एक बार और आंसर बताइए. Just quickly check out these statements and give me the correct answer. Statement 1 says कि a resident individual whose 60th birthday falls on 1st April 2022 would be treated as having attained the age of 60 years in the previous year 21-22 and would be eligible for basic exemption limit of rupees 3 lakh in computing the tax liability. And second statement says कि जिसका 80th birthday it falls on 1st April 2022, he would be treated as having attained the age of 80 years in previous year 21-22 and would be eligible for the basic exemption limit of rupees 5 lakh. I'm seeing some of the answers as option number C. Some people are saying option D would be the answer. So C or D में थोड़ा सा confusion जो है I can see in the comment section. But most of the people are saying C, which is perfectly fine. So there is a clarification which has been given by the Central Board of Direct Taxes. And as per this clarification, if your birthday it falls on 1st April. Okay, your 60th birthday is falling on 1st April. It would be assumed on 31st of the March, on the day preceding, you have completed 60 years of age and you can avail the senior citizen exemption limit which is available. And similarly, if your 80th birthday falls on 1st April, then also you can claim the super senior citizen exemption limit for the previous year. So that's why both these statements, they are perfectly right. So that's why the answer is option number C, statement 1 and 2 are true. Okay. Okay. So now let's quickly come to the next one. Question number 4. A firm and HUF would be resident in India if firm और HUF आपके resident in India कब हो जाएंगे? Only if first April है तभी आपकी ये circular valid होगा इजाज. Only if the date is 1st April. The circular does not talk about 6th April. Okay. Okay. So now let's come to the next one. बताइए a firm और HUF आपके कब resident होने वाले हैं? I am seeing the answers as option number A or C. कब आपके resident होंगे? Some of you are saying A answer है, some are saying C answer है, and some are saying D answer है. I'm getting mixed answers here. So what should be the correct one? Should be A, C or D? Okay, guys. So correct answer is going to be option number C, either of the above. So firm or HUF के case में you have to see कि control or management of the affairs, even if it is partly in India, then also they are going to be called a resident. Now, it is not necessary that the control or management should be wholly in India. Okay, wholly is not necessary. Even if it is partly in India, even if some control is in India, we are going to call firm and HUF resident in India. This place of effective management, this concept of POEM, is applicable in the concept of company. Okay, not in the case of firm and HUF. So don't get confused with option number D. Okay, yeah, I hope now this is clear. Now let's come to the next question. Question number 5. Consider the following list and identify the correct code. Just give me a second. Let me change the display resolution on my PC. I think there's some problem with the display resolution. So that's why you are not. Shivani is saying she is coming for the first time on the channel. Ijaz, I have already explained why not option number D. I hope that is clear now. Okay. 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 So we have this question and I'm seeing most of the answers coming in as option number B. So guys, on long-term capital gain, the tax rate is 20%. Tax rate is 20%. So that has to match with option number, with point number 3. Unexplained money or investment. Unexplained money or investment or expenditure, it is taxed at 60%. And casual incomes like lottery and crossword puzzle and all, they are taxed at 30%. So that's why your answer is going to be option number B. Yes, Salini, POM is applicable in case of company, and most of you have answered this one correctly. Most of you have answered this one correctly. Okay. There's a some problem in display I can see. Let me just see if I can correct it. Let me just see if I can correct it. Okay, Shivani, don't worry. We are going to use both English and Hindi. Don't worry about it. Okay, so now let's come to the next one. Okay, Sanju is saying resolution is good. Don't interfere. Okay, okay, okay. So I'm not going to interfere anymore. So let's quickly come to the next question. Which of the following is not exempt from tax? Which of the following income is not exempt from tax? Which of the following income is not exempt from tax? I'm seeing the answer as option number C, B, and D. So I'm getting mixed responses in the chat box. And I'm also seeing the answer as option number A. You guys have given me all the answers. I only need the correct answer. If you are receiving the share of profit, if a partner is receiving share of profit for a firm from a firm, that is exempt. If you are receiving any amount under life insurance policy, that is exempt. Dividend which is received from domestic company, that is also exempt. No, that is not exempt as of now. Earlier it was exempt, but now it is not exempt. Family pension received by the widow of the member of the armed forces of the union, this one is again exempt. Budget 2020 abolished the dividend distribution tax on dividend, and now from 1st April 2020, dividend is taxable in the hands of shareholders. So now dividend is no longer exempt income. Okay, so that's why the answer is going to be option number C. I can see a lot of people getting confused in this particular question. So I hope now this is going to be clear. Okay. So now let's come to the next one. Now let's come to the next one. Yes. Which of the following is correct regarding the taxability of income by way of leave encashment? Prerna, that's really good to hear. And please do share your result and photograph with us on WhatsApp. So I can see now display problem has occurred. I think I just made a mistake by like tinkering with the display. Okay. So I've tried to resolve it. So I think it should be okay now. Which of the following is correct regarding the taxability of the income by way of leave encashment? So income by way of leave encashment. If you have some leaves which you have not availed, you are going to get them encashed and you are going to get money on them. So if you are receiving this leave encashment during your employment, then this is going to be taxable in all the cases. So first one is not correct. If the leave encashment is received by the government employees, then this is fully exempt. And if it is received by the non-government employee, then it is not fully taxable, not fully exempt. It is exempt up to rupees 3 lakh only. So that's why A and C are not correct. Only option B is going to be correct. And I'm seeing most of the answers coming in as option number B. But some people are saying option number D. So please, guys, do check it. This one is not correct. This is not correct. So please do check it, guys. Please do check it. Option number B is the correct answer. Okay. Okay. Next question is in computing income under the house property, gross annual value GAV. अगर हम house property income compute कर रहे हैं, the most important component is to find out the gross annual value GAV. Okay. From this GAV, you are going to do some adjustments and you are going to ultimately arrive at your income under the head house property. Now, how to find out this GAV? GAV is actually higher of or lower of what? Higher or lower of what? I'm seeing the answer coming in as I'm seeing the answer coming in as Prerna. WhatsApp me on this number. We'll get into touch. Let's not disturb the class. I'm seeing the answer is option number C from majority of you guys. So gross annual value is higher of actual rent and expected rent. Okay. And this expected rent is ultimately higher of what? It is higher of your municipal value, municipal value and fair rent, but it cannot exceed standard rent. So this is also to be remembered. Okay. So this is the entire picture. And yes, the correct answer is option number C. Correct answer is option number C. Higher of expected rent and actual rent. I'm seeing a lot of good participation today. Most of you are answering the questions even if you are giving it wrong. So that's really good to see. You have to attempt all the questions. Even if you are answering wrong, you would get to know where you are making a mistake, and you would also know what questions should I attempt and which ones should I skip. Because for people preparing for this Karnataka examination, negative marking is also going to be a challenge. Which of the following would not be charged as income under the head business or profession? Would not be charged. It says would not be charged. So please be careful with this one. Which of the following would not be charged as income under the head PGBP? Sudarshan is saying option A should be the answer. Uh, Option B, C. Muttu is saying, sir, answer should be option number D. And guys, answer is option number D. All of these, they are taxable under the head business or profession, not A. Answer is option number D. So if any business, any benefit or perquisite it arises from business or profession, it is taxable as business income. Any interest, salary, bonus, commission, or remuneration which the partner receives from the firm, it is a business income for the partner. And if you are receiving any amount for not carrying out any activity in relation to any business or profession, then also it is a business or profession income. So you have to remember कि all of these they are business or profession incomes. I am really sorry to see कि आप option number B को कैसे गलत कर सकते हो. Option number B should be like, it should be known to you कि this is a business income for the partners. So I could see lots of answer coming in as option number A or C. So guys, answer is option number D. All of these, they are taxable under the head business or profession. All of these, they are taxable under the head business or profession. I could only see some correct answers. Sanju, Niharika. Only a few had answered this one correctly. Most of you got confused and have answered it wrongly. Okay. So now let's quickly come to the next one. Which of the following is a capital asset for the purpose of charging capital gain? So income under the head capital gain, it arises whenever you are transferring any capital asset. That can be long term or that can be short term as well. But here you have to identify which is a capital asset, which is a capital asset or none of the above. Nandini, option number D. Nandini saying option number D. Shalini saying option number B. कैपिटल एसेट, कैपिटल एसेट. शालिनी ऑप्शन बी आप कह रहे हैं पर्सनल बिलोंगिंग्स आपकी कैपिटल एसेट नहीं होती बट ज्वेलरी वगैरह होती हैं. सो ऑप्शन नंबर बी इज नॉट अ कैपिटल एसेट. सहाना, कुसुम, सविता, लक्ष्मी, शशि, शंभवी, Chetan, only a handful of the people who are giving the correct answer. Bhanushri, Farzana, only a handful of people again who are giving the right answer. If you have any stock in trade related to the business, that is going to be your PGBP income. That is not your capital asset, na? Okay, option B, your personal belongings. If you have some clothes and you are giving your clothes to someone to maybe get some utensils, so that is not a capital gain, na? But if you are selling your jewelry, etc., that is a capital gain. Agriculture land, if it is situated in a rural area, then it is not a capital asset. But if it is situated in an urban area, it is a capital asset, and on the transfer of it you would have to pay capital gain unless you claim exemption relating to it. Okay, so correct answer is option number C, not B, not A, not D. Answer is option number C. Come on guys, I want to see your participation today, and I want to see lots of good answers from you. Examination is very near, and at this point of time we cannot take any risk. We have to be perfect at this moment. Which of the following is are correctly matched? Which of the following is are correctly matched? Agriculture income from land situated outside India, rent of plot of land. So first one was matched with exempt. Second one, rent of plot of land, income under the head house property. Salary payable to MP, MLA, income under the head other sources, or none of the above is correctly matched. Yes, rural area Niharika, not a capital asset. For 11th question, let's see which is correctly matched. Ellen saying C, Shalini saying C, Shashi, Shambhavi, Devi, Sahana, Tanmay, Chaitra. Now you guys are saying, now you guys are giving me the correct answers. Yes, the correct answer is definitely option number C. Agriculture income from land in India, it is exempt, but from outside India is not exempt. It is taxable as income from other sources. Rent of plot of land, it is not house property income. For the purpose of house property, you would have some land and building also. But here, if it is only plot of land, it will be an income under the head other sources. Salary which is payable to MP, MLA. MP, MLA, they are not treated as employees of the government. So any salary received by them is taxable under the head other sources only. So that's why the correct answer is option number C. Yes, correct answer is option number C. Okay. So now let's come to the next one. Statement number 1, ATTTA. Statement number 2, ATTTB. Section 80 TTA provides reduction in respect of interest on deposits in savings bank accounts of individual HUF. Statement number 2, 80 TTB provides reduction in respect of interest on deposits in case of senior citizens up to rupees 50,000. Lots of answers coming in as option number C. Option number C is perfectly fine. 80 TTA, it is a general deduction which is available, but you have to remember this is only available in case of your saving interest. 80 TTB, it is only available to senior citizens, available on saving plus any other interest which they are receiving on deposit. So it will also include your FTK interest, and the exemption limit which is there, it is 50,000. Okay, 80 TTA के लिए 10,000 है and TTB के लिए it is 50,000. Okay, so let's quickly come to the next question. Consider the following list and identify the correct code. Consider the following list and identify the correct code. List 1 and list 2. Basically, these are the ITR forms which are given and you have to match them. You have to match them correctly. For the previous one, I got many answers as correct, and let's hope some correct answers for this one as well. For individual and HUF having income from profits and gains of business or profession. I'm seeing the answer is option number C also, B also. Majority of you are saying option number B. Sahana, Shashi, Ijaz, Baswaraj, Bindushri, Smita, Venkatesh, Chatra, Sanju. Most of you are saying answer should be option number B, and this option number B is perfectly right. Okay, so if you are having income, if you are an individual in HUF and you are having income from business or profession, you are going to use your ITR 3. And if you are not having income from business or profession but you are individual HUF, then you are going to use your ITR 2. अगर सैलरी इनकम होगा तो ITR 1 से भी काम चल जाएगा. Companies, they use ITR 6. The companies, they use ITR 6 to file their IT return. So what are the different ITR forms? ITR 1 normally salary के लिए यूज होता है. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, ये main ITR forms हमारे पास हैं. So you should be aware about these. 1, 2, 3 and 6. So we have already discussed. 4 जो है, it is used for presumptive income if you are using the presumptive taxation provisions under 44 AD, 44 AE. So 44 AD and like 6% or 8%, that provision is there. So if you are using that, then you can use this ITR 4. And for partnership firms, you have this ITR 5. And for some other associations, some charitable associations, some other associations, we also have this ITR 7. So this is the bifurcation that you guys should be aware about. So correct answer is option number B. Yes, शालिनी ITR 1 को सहज भी बोला जाता है. Yes, हाँ, totally 7. बता दिया आपको totally 7. Okay. Okay, so quickly let's come to the next one. In case of a person where search is initiated, search basically means जहां पे आपका raid हुआ है. Okay, where raid is initiated, assessing officer shall assess or reassess the total income of cash immediately preceding the assessment years relevant to the previous year in which search is conducted. So raid के case में assessing officer is going to assess how many of your previous years. He is going to assess or reassess how many of your previous years. How many previous years assessing officer is again going to see, again going to check. Pratap, Bindushri, Chaitra, Kavya, Shalesh, you guys are seeing option number C, 6 assessment years. And this 6 assessment years is perfectly right. It is a good answer. This answer is option number C. Answer is option number C, 6 assessment years. So this is something that you guys have to remember. You have to remember it's not A, B, it's 6 assessment years. तो लास्ट 6 assessment years के लिए भी आपकी assessment दोबारा से होने वाली है. Okay, okay. So now let's come to the next one. All agreements are contracts if they are. If they are. Let's see some good answers. So now we are discussing legal aspects of business. We have discussed some of the MCQs on income tax, and now we are discussing legal aspects of business. Yes, Baswaraj, section 153. Very true. I am seeing the answer as option number D. All of the above. All of you are saying option number D, and I also agree with you people. There has to be free consent of the parties. Parties should be competent to contract. There should be a lawful consideration, lawful objective, and not expressly declared to be void. There are some agreements which have been expressly declared to be void. For example, agreements which are in restraint of marriage, in restraint of trade, or in restraint of legal proceedings. So that's why the correct answer is going to be option number D, all of the above. And all of you have answered this one correctly. It's really good to see you people answering this one correctly. Okay. So next is about a contract of guarantee. In a contract of guarantee, the liability of surety is called a secondary or contingent. Reason? His liability arises only on default by the principal debtor. Again, an easy question. Whenever we are talking about contract of guarantee, there are going to be three parties. There is going to be one creditor who is giving the money. There is going to be one principal debtor who is taking the loan, and there is going to be another person surety who is taking guarantee of this particular loan. So three people are going to be there. Primary liability is of principal debtor, but if principal debtor does not pay, then only surety is going to be liable, so that he has a secondary liability. And all of you people are perfectly right. Very beautiful answers by almost all of you people except a few. All of you are saying, sir, answer is option number A, and this answer is perfectly right. Answer is perfectly right. Surety is only liable on default by the principal debtor. So principal debtor has to return money to the creditor, but if he does not, if he fails, then surety would be liable. Okay. So now let's come to bailment. Which of the following is true in respect of bailment? Another type of contract is bailment. Let's talk about the contracts relating to bailment. Yes, जगताप, प्रिंसिपल डेटर ने नहीं दिया तो श्योरिटी को पे करना होगा. In case of gratuitous bailment, the bailor can demand their return. The bailor can demand the return of goods whenever he pleases, even though he lent it for a specified time or purpose. Finder of lost goods and pledge. Srinivas is saying option number D. You know what is gratuitous bailment? Can anyone tell me what is gratuitous bailment? Shailesh, Shalini, option number D. Akhila is saying A. So A and D. Again, most of you are saying option number D should be the right answer. And yes, option number D is the right answer. Gratuitous bailment is bailment without any reward. So your friend comes to you and he asks you, ki, give me your bike for a few days now. I have to go there. I have to meet my girlfriend or something like that. So that is going to be a gratuitous bailment. You are not going to charge your friend some money to lend your bike, okay? Unless you are you do not like that friend, or like you do not want to give your bike to him. So gratuitous bailment is a bailment without reward. So at any point of time, you can ask your friend to return your bike. Okay, if suppose you enter into an emergency situation and you want your bike, you can ask your friend ki bhai mujhe ab meri bike chahiye, I need my bike, and you can anytime demand it back. So option number 1, it is correct. A finder of lost goods is treated as a bailee of the goods found as such and is charged with the responsibilities of a bailee. So if you have found some lost goods, then you become a bailee and you have to fulfill the responsibilities. Okay, and then a pledge. So what is pledge? Pledge का मतलब है आप कुछ गिरवी रख रहे हैं, you are keeping something as a mortgage. So you are keeping some goods as mortgage. This is basically a bailment of goods, and this bailment is for procuring any loan. So goods, these are a security for any debt or any performance of the promise. So all of these, they are right. That's why the answer is going to be option number D. Free consent कहां से आ गया? Yes, without reward, without profit, free of cost. Yes. Yes, without consideration. So these are the appropriate terms that I was looking for. Subject matter of the contract of sale is always goods. Goods mean, what are goods? So this is a question based on your Sale of Goods Act. Most important is the definition of goods, and you must be aware about what is the definition of goods. Let's see, you can answer it correctly. We all know that goods are a kind of movable property, but do they include actionable claims in money? Do they include stock, shares, growing crops, etc. attached to the land? Shalini and Bhanu, Ashwini, they are saying option number C has to be the answer. And you guys are perfect. You guys are perfect. Sir, answer to option C ही है. Answer is option number C. Goods, they are movable property. Okay. And they do not include your actionable claims and they do not include your money. तो ये इसके अंदर आपके नहीं आएंगे. But they do include your stock, your shares, your crops or grass or anything which is attached to the land, but you are going to be removing that thing from the land before selling it. So that is going to be called goods under the contract of sale of goods. So that's why the correct answer is going to be option number C. So this is the definition that you have to remember. So guys, we have discussed 18 questions as of now. And if you are enjoying this discussion, if you have learned something new, please do like this video. Please guys do like this video. I can see over 100 people have joined in, but only around 30 have liked this video. So please guys, it's a request. Please do like this video so that I can gauge your participation. I can see you are interested in these kinds of MCQs. Okay, so now let's proceed to the next question. Let's proceed to the next question. Question number 19. Here we are given two lists, and this is related to your competition law. Anti-competitive agreements, abuse of dominant position, merger, amalgamation, and acquisition control. So these three, they are the key elements of the competition law. So they are the key elements of the competition law. Okay. Sumit, we are going to plan session on that as well. After finishing with the Karnataka assistant professor, we will plan sessions on UGC Net latest paper. Okay. Okay, Shalini, that's really good of you. Thank you so much for that. Okay, thanks, Niharika. So I'm getting the answer as option number B, C, A. So many mixed answers I am getting. So guys, section 3, it talks about anti-competitive agreements. Okay, so you cannot enter into an agreement which is anti-competitive and which is going to cause adverse effect on competition. Similarly, you cannot abuse your dominant position. This is covered under section number 4. Mergers, amalgamations and acquisitions. So they involve entities coming together, and if coming together it reduces the competition in the market, then also it is not permitted. Okay, this is covered under section number 6. So that's why the correct matching has to be option number C. Option number C is the correct answer. Okay. Ellen is saying ki skip kar do. It was easy one, yeah. You should not have skipped it. Okay, so let's come to the next one. Let's come to the next one. Let's see if you can answer this one correctly. Dash is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional undertaking signed by the maker to pay a certain sum of money to the order of a certain person or to the bearer of the instrument. So here we are talking about a certain instrument. It is a negotiable instrument. We have three main types of negotiable instruments: bill of exchange, promissory note, and check. So you have to identify which negotiable instrument is being described here. The keyword that you have to see here is undertaking. Manohar, Shruti, they are saying option B. Tanmay also B. Ashwini also B. Ellen is saying sir 100%. Sanju, Sumit, Ijaz, you are saying option B. Baswaraj again option number B. Okay. So you guys are definitely correct. Okay, so there is a difference between bill of exchange and promissory note. Bill of exchange is an unconditional order. It is an unconditional order. Okay. But a promissory note is an unconditional promise or is an unconditional undertaking. The person himself is making the promise. The person himself is giving the undertaking, and that person is going to pay certain sum of money to some certain person after a certain period of time. Bill of exchange के अंदर some other person is giving order to the person, you have to pay this much of amount. Okay, so this is the difference. So this is the terminology. Undertaking word or promise word is used for promissory notes, and order word is used for bills of exchange. Okay, so don't get confused with the terminology. Don't get confused with the terminology. Okay, so now let's quickly come to the next question. A private company, options are: limits the number of its members to 500, restricts the right to transfer its shares, must have minimum paid up capital of rupees 10 lakh. All of the above are true. So you guys have to answer this one. Mahalakshmi saying option number D. प्राइवेट कंपनी, कितने मेंबर्स हो सकते हैं प्राइवेट कंपनी में? Now I'm getting the answer is option number B from Ijaz, Shambhavi, Chaitra. All of you are saying option C, option number B. Ellen is saying C 100%. Ellen, you are not correct this time. Answer is option number B. हाँ अब कह रहे हैं B 100%. Yes, Shalini saying minimum 2, maximum 200. So that's why option number 1 आपका गलत हो जाएगा. Okay, यहाँ पे आपके जो right to transfer the shares है that is restricted. So option number B is correct. Minimum paid up capital is not required. Earlier there was this requirement to have this minimum paid up capital of rupees 1 lakh, but now this requirement has been removed. So correct answer is going to be option number B. Okay. So I hope that was clear. So now let's come to another question. This one is related to your limited liability partnerships, your LLPs. LLP, बताइए जी. Partnership with limited liability. LLP is basically a hybrid between a company and a partnership. Company has the benefit of limited liability, but companies they have some sort of some lots of compliances which have to be done. So we have come up with an arrangement which combines the benefits of both a partnership and a company, and the new form is referred to as LLP, limited liability partnership. I'm seeing the answer as option number A and D. Vanishri, Shailesh, Chaitra, Muttu, Ijaz, Ellen, Vishali, Smitha, you are absolutely correct. Ki none is incorrect in this one. LLP, it can on its own enter into contracts, and it can on its own hold property in its own name. The liability of the partners is definitely limited because it is a limited liability partnership. There is no maximum limit on the number of partners which can join an LLP. Okay, so that's why the correct answer is option number D. None is incorrect. All of these they are correct regarding an LLP. So that was a very basic question. A very basic question that you should have answered correctly. Okay, so now let's come to the next one. Which of the following offences are correctly matched as per the provisions of IT Act 2000? Information Technology Act 2000. Some sections and some provisions are given here, so you have to correctly match these. Let's see कि किसने IT Act को अच्छे से रट लिया, अच्छे से पढ़ लिया है. So this one has to be learnt. So I believe these are some of the very important sections that you guys must know, that you have to remember. So that's why I included these in this particular question. I think all of you are going to make guesses for this one. So guys, correct answer for this one is option number D. So please remember it. Shashi has given the answer option number D. Ellen is saying I would skip it. If you don't know it, you should definitely skip this one. This is a very factual question. You cannot think about it. If you know it. If you don't know, you don't know it. Yes, D is correct. Section 65, it is related to the tampering of the computer source documents. Section 66, it talks about punishment for cyber terrorism. Section 67, it talks about punishment for publishing obscene material in electronic form. Section 70 talks about if you secure access to any protected system. Government can declare any system to be protected. Okay. And if you try to enter that particular system of the government is not going to leave you. Heavy punishments, heavy fines and penalties are going to be there. So all of these, they are correctly matched. So that's why the answer is option number D. Yes, Vishali, it's so difficult to remember. You have to learn it. You have to learn it a day or two before the examination. Then only you are going to remember on the exam day. Okay. So now let's come to the next one. An invention which falls within any criteria under dash is not patentable. So we know that Indian Patent Act, it deals with the patents. It deals with how inventions they can be patented, but there are some inventions for which you cannot have a patent. Now these inventions, they are given under which sections? This is what is being asked. Again, a section related question, but this one you should remember. This one is not that difficult to remember. So yeah, Srinivas is giving me the correct answer, is saying option A. Shri Devi is also giving me the correct answer. I can see some of the people giving correct answers for this one. Yes, the correct answer is option number A. Yes. So there are some inventions which do not qualify for patent. So any invention which is frivolous and which is contrary to public order or morality. So any method of agriculture or horticulture. So any invention relating to atomic energy. So all these inventions you cannot obtain patent for these. So this is prohibited under section 3 and 4 of the Indian Patent Act, and this is what you guys must know. This is must remember. You guys must know about it. Okay, do remember it. Okay, so now let's come to the next question. Mr. Raj of Mumbai, Maharashtra sells 30 TV sets to Mr. Vinod of Bangalore, Karnataka. In this transaction, बताइए, what is going to be charged and why? I know you would know ki what is going to be charged, but you have to tell me why as well. Let's see the answers that I get. So in GST, we have to see the place of supply. If the location of the supplier and recipient is in the same state, if they are in the same state, then you are going to charge CGST and SGST. But if they are in different states, you are going to charge IGST. Vanishri saying D, Chetra is saying D, Muttu is saying D. I am seeing some answers coming in as option number D, and D is perfectly right. You are going to charge IGST. And why you are going to charge IGST? Because the place of supply and the location of the receiver is Karnataka. Okay, location of the receiver is in different state. Ultimately destination of goods, ultimately consumption of goods is going to happen in Karnataka. So Karnataka should receive tax for these TV sets. So that's why IGST is going to be charged and tax has to be given to Karnataka. Okay, GST is a destination based tax in any state which is going to be the destination where the final consumption is going to happen. That state is going to get the benefit of that tax. So that's why the answer for this one is option number D. Option number D. Okay. So I hope this one is also clear now. So guys, this was all about our discussion for today. If you like this video, do like on it. Okay, do like and do subscribe to our channel if you have not done already. For regular updates, do join us on Telegram, and for free notes you can also download Everstudy Classes app on your Android phone from Google Play Store. If you have any query, you can mail us or WhatsApp us on this particular number. So this is the discussion for today. Guys, keep working hard. Examination is near, and I'm expecting some really good results from you people. Thank you, Ijaz. Most welcome, Malti, Shambhavi, Parvati. I want all of you people to like perform really well in this examination? Yes, Ellen. Most welcome, Savita, Harshita, Vanishri. Okay, Vishali was enjoying this session. Oh, I'm sorry, Vishali. Most welcome, Commerce. Savita, next I think is HRM and marketing. We have a schedule which is uploaded on the YouTube channel. HRM and marketing is the next one. So you should prepare for it now. Most welcome, Chetan, Niharika, Ashwini, Shubha, Kiran, Shalini, Indu, Kavita, Shashi. PDF of this session is going to be available in the Karnataka Assistant Professor course because this is specially made for these people. Most welcome, Vishali, Shama. Most welcome, Swati. And I really expect good results from you all. Most welcome, Chaitra. Okay, so here I am ending this particular session. Guys, keep working hard and do give your best shot at this particular examination. Bye.